Hi students, and welcome to today's live Ielts class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a great weekend so far, staying healthy, staying strong, and being productive. This class is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic Ielts success. Please visit us there. And for the general Ielts, check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. On both of our websites, we have lots and lots of help to improve your speaking. And of course, for the other modules, listening, reading, writing of the Ielts exam as well. Hi, Ois. Hi, Janil. Welcome, members. Hi, Panchal. Charmin, good to see you in the class. Fahim, nice to see many students. While we wait for a few more of your peers, our academic Ielts website looks like this at aehelp.com. You can click this big red button to join our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Here is a discount code for you today. R4TYJ will get you a 20% discount from that premium course. And our general Ielts website looks like this with the green background. Again, you can click that big red button. We are a British Council Ielts Registration Center and certified agents, so you are in good hands with us. Welcome back to the class, Carlos. Good to have you joining in and being motivated. That's fantastic. All right. By the way, everyone, when you join our websites, you can practice your speaking with other students. You open up your My Student account, and then you can see this button here, the Student Partner Speaking. You click on that, and then you will be in another tab where you will find other students looking for partners to practice their speaking with. Right now here is Mohammed Abdul, and you can video chat and audio chat with Mohammed. Just send Mohammed a text first saying, "Hi, how are you?" Okay, and then off you are to the races. Be respectful, use English, of course. I'm going to close this tab before Mohammed pings me. Okay, so getting back to point here. Download our apps, Academic Ielts Help, General Ielts Help. These apps link to these websites, so you can get some really integrated learning. And if you have any questions, just send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. Now, this is a speaking part 2 class today. And then tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, there's no class. And then I'm back on Wednesday the 9th with speaking part 1. This schedule will be up on our YouTube community board. So click on that tab in YouTube to see it. We also put that onto Instagram as well. So if you have Instagram, you can see the schedule there, IELTS_AEHelp or G Ielts Help. You'll see the schedules, okay? All right. So let's get into today's cue card. This is a speaking class, so make sure to speak and repeat as much as possible. Okay. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Everyone, please do use English in the chat. This is for your learning. It's a free opportunity, so make the most of it. If you are not using English, you could be put on a timeout or hidden from the channel. So make sure to use English only. That's what we're here to do. And that's what you should be doing in preparation for your IELTS, is using your English as much as possible. On exam day, you should be using English exclusively. That will really help your band score and your thinking. Hi, Just Paul. Hi, Preeti. Hello, Hemant. All right, so speaking. You go to your speaking exam. You're in your speaking interview. you finish the introductions, you answer questions about yourself in part 1, and then the examiner will say, okay, that is the end of part 1. Now we will continue with part 2. For part 2, I'm going to show you some questions. Please do not touch the booklet. They will show you a booklet with the questions. They will ask you not to touch it. If you touch it, they will definitely get upset. It's a COVID protocol. And then they will say, okay, there's some note paper in front of you. You bring your own pen. So you have a pen. And you will have 1 minute to look at the questions on the card. Think about your answers. Take notes in that 1 minute if you wish, and then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. And then they will read the topic sentence of the question for you. So talk about a business idea that you have had. Okay, your 1 minute preparation time begins now. That 1 minute preparation time is the most important 1 minute of your speaking interview. It has the biggest impact on your speaking score, which is kind of ironic because you're actually not speaking, but you're thinking, okay? And that's where that great wisdom comes into play. Think before you speak. I'm sure that exists in every language. And it's very true on the Ielts exam as well. So you have to think before you speak. Therefore, it's really important that you're calm and focused in the 1 minute and you're sticking to strategy. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay? So, what is the first step when you see that cue card? Hi, Eugen. Thank you for those emojis. Panda and cowboy hat. Okay? So what's your first step? Again, it's the most important 1 minute in the speaking interview, which is ironic because you're not actually speaking. So it will affect your part 2 and your part 3 scores, and it will have the greatest effect on band 7, band 8, band 9 scores. Okay, Abhishek says, read the questions twice. Yeah. So that you're really focused, you're clear, you know that you have to answer these questions. So first step is read the questions twice. Okay? So even though the examiner read that topic statement, you should read it twice. Okay? So here we go. Talk about a business idea that you have had. Okay, so a business idea that I had. Okay, so talk about a business idea that you have had. What was the idea? Where did the idea come from? How can this idea impact people? And what do or did you need to make this idea a reality? You will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic. Okay, so 1 to 2 minutes. If you keep giving good information, new information in the 2 minutes and you're staying on topic, they will let you speak for 2 minutes. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you repeat yourself, if you are going off topic, they will stop you in less time. All right, I think a lot of people are not 100% clear on that, but make sure that you do know that. So as long as you give new information and stay on the topic and you are fluent, the examiner will let you speak for the 2 minutes. If you are repeating the same ideas, sentences, or you are speaking off topic, it is very likely, and I mean very likely, that the examiner will stop you before the 2 minutes are up. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so what is the next step? So you read the question nice and quick. That took you a few seconds. What's your next step? What do you have to do next? Okay, so once you've read the question twice, you have a very important step too. Okay. Saga says, hello, Adrian. I got 6.5 overall thanks to your tips. Saga, I'm super happy to read that. Congratulations. Send me a testimonial to my email. We'd love to have you up on the website. Okay, Preeti says, identify the topic and the tenses. Yeah, so identify the topic category. And the tenses. Okay, so here we're talking about an idea, specifically a business idea that I had. Okay, and the tense is past, past perfect, present perfect, past, past perfect, present, and even future. Okay, so here that past, present, future kind of strategy is effective. Okay, why? Because you're talking about an idea that you had for business. You're talking about what is needed for this idea, and you're talking about how this idea can impact people, which means possibly in the future as well. So here you're definitely talking about the past, the present, and the future. Now, that's not always true, so be really careful. Past, present, future does not always work for part 2. If the question is not related to the future, don't talk about the future because the examiner will stop you. You're going off topic. Okay, everybody's clear on that? Okay. So is everybody absolutely crystal clear that the past, present, future works for some questions like this one, but not for all questions. Many questions do not ask you about the future. And if you start talking about the future, the examiner will say, okay, that's the end of part 2. Let's go on to part 3. All right. So be very, very careful with that strategy. Make sure that it's relevant. Okay, so let's jump back to this point here. When we talk about an idea, what points should we include for our listener to have clarity on that idea? Okay, Rashika says, yes, Rahul understands. Sharman's like, yeah. Okay, good. So Janil says the origin of the idea, the functionality, its significance, and its requirements. Good, Janil. A little bit different order. Okay. So, yeah, Sharman, we're going to think about a couple ideas, but before that, we need to identify what we have to say. So Rajveer says the time of the idea. Yeah, so when did you have it? Okay, the time of the idea. We need the origin of the idea. Yeah, where did it come from, right? We need the requirements. So what is needed for the idea? Absolutely. The results of the idea. Yeah, so what happened with this idea? And improvements. Fantastic, Rajveer. Very, very good. Okay, so time, origin, requirements, results, improvements. If your speaking part 2 is about an idea and you talk about all of these points, you will stay on topic. Okay, you will likely be fluent for the whole 2 minutes, and you're most likely answering all of the question. If we think about it, here we have what was the idea, where did it come from, how can this impact people, what do or did you need to make this idea a reality. Basically, all of that information is contained in the time, origin, requirements, results, improvements. Okay, so again, as long as you keep that in mind, you're good to go. Okay. So step number 3, and some of you said this for step 2, but it's step 3, is think of 2 to 3 good ideas for your answer. Okay, and should be original. It should be easy to talk about. And should have lots of content. Okay, so somebody already mentioned stock investing or investing into different kinds of investment opportunities like online stocks, crypto. Yeah, that's not bad, but as far as a business idea goes, I think that's quite difficult to talk about. If you know all of the specific terms of stock investing, like blue chip stocks, high risk stocks, etc., then yeah, maybe. But if you're not familiar with the terminology of the stock market, okay, then I definitely would not choose that. Otherwise, you're going to get into some really difficult situations. Okay. All right. So give me some ideas, students, for business. Okay. So give me some ideas for business. Okay, Amra says to open an online store on Instagram. All right, Amra, but what is that specific idea? Like a clothing store? Okay. Again, careful. Make sure you know the vocabulary. So an apparel store on Instagram. Apparel means clothing. Okay. What else? Rajveer says e-tailoring. Okay, whatever that means. It sounds interesting. I think it could mean a lot of different things. Again, stock market, MP, Pardhan, could be very difficult to talk about. I don't recommend that. So stock market's no good, okay? I'm going to give that as an example here. Okay, stock investing in itself is not a business, all right? That's investment. So if you started your own kind of stock brokerage, that would be a business idea. But again, difficult topic to talk about, and many students or candidates may choose it. So I don't think that would be a good idea. That would not be a wise choice, in my opinion. I think, and I've heard it actually before, students repeat themselves, they get confused and lost, they use terms incorrectly. Okay, so be very, very careful with your choice. All right. Amanjad says, opening a pediatric hospital. All right. For children. Yeah, very good. Lepay Yan says, online education channel. Again, Lepay, it's a good start, but you have to be more specific, okay? So okay, online education channel for graphic design. Again, I'm still thinking that a lot of these ideas, they're clever, but you might get yourself into some difficult situations when you start discussing about what is needed to make this idea a reality. Okay, Preeti, very good. Preeti says, why not just keep it a little bit simpler with lots of content, a fitness center? Okay, I like it. Yeah. Alvin Nur says food business. Yeah, okay, let's say pizza shop. Okay, so another really important hint that I feel is needed here is to be specific. Students, be specific with your ideas. So be specific, okay? If you're thinking food shop or food place, food venue, be specific, like a pizza shop or a sushi restaurant. Okay, that's what I would be thinking about here. All right, very good. Jitesh says a stationery store. Yeah, okay, so keep in mind, students, that the IELTS is not the place to brainstorm and discover your true business passion. Your goal is to get a high band. In order to do this, stick with simple, original, and content. Okay? As I mentioned, everybody's clear on that. Okay? Is everybody clear on the idea that you should not introduce a true business concept unless it's something that you've actually been working on, you have all the vocabulary, maybe you've done an elevator pitch on this, okay? Is everybody familiar with the term elevator pitch? I think that's a very valuable term in this context. If any of you are going into business studies, then you will hear this, an elevator pitch, okay? An elevator pitch is basically a 1 to 2 minute presentation of an idea to sell to an audience, such as an investor. An idea that you could present in an elevator ride from the 1st to 20th floor to a CEO. Okay, so that's what an elevator pitch is. And if you're taking business classes, masters in business, you will definitely practice an elevator pitch or two during your studies in your business courses. It's a very, very important skill. Okay, and this cue card is kind of that. Okay, it's kind of an elevator pitch that we're dealing with here. So for this session, I'm not going to take votes. I'm going to simply just veto here, and I'm going to go with a pizza place. Okay. So we are going to talk about a business idea that I've had to open up a pizza shop or a pizza restaurant, a pizza place. Those are all different synonyms. I think we can all talk about that. People are familiar with it. Janelle, let's not go with a franchise like Pizza Hut, okay? Let's just go with our own original pizza shop idea. Okay, now we need some notes, okay? That is our next step. So we need to write down some useful notes. And basically for the notes, just follow with this order. So time, origin, requirements, results, improvements. Okay? So let's do that. And I think most of us can talk about pizza, should be able to if you have an intermediate level of English. Okay, again, use English only in the chat, students. Okay, so it's important that you're using only English. Okay, so what is the time of the idea? So when did we come up with this idea for a pizza place? Give me just some ideas. There's no correct answer here. Just give me some ideas. Be creative. Okay. All right. So Preeti says during the lockdown, yeah, I bet you pizza places have done well during COVID because of so many people ordering food. And one of the easiest places to order food from is pizza shops. So Now, COVID is kind of it's a very commonly discussed topic by candidates in their exams, so I usually recommend staying away from it. But in this context, that's, I think, a very clever idea. So during the start of the COVID lockdown, 2020 April, there's a lot of content there, right? Why you decided to open up a pizza shop at that time. So very, very clever, Janil. That's some good thinking, okay? And Jaspal says, during my studies. Yeah, as students, we tend to eat a lot of pizza, right? It's fast, easy, relatively cheap food. So during my studies, right? Hey, I'm eating so much pizza. I bet a lot of other people are too. Why not open up a pizza shop, okay? So that's the time. Origin, okay? So where did the idea come from? So why did you have this idea? Okay. So what led to you opening up this pizza shop? Jainil, I think you need to open a pizza shop. You've got ideas coming out left, right, center. So Jainil says, why not give it a name like Gabani? I like it. Almost sounds Italian, Jainil. Gabani Italian Pizza. Yeah. Give it a name. It's very, very clever to name your store. Okay. You've kind of got an Italian ring to your name, Jainil, with Gabani, so, okay. All right, Amanjad says, when I ate some bad tasting pizza from the local pizza shop, okay. Sure. Okay. So, where else? Maybe you love to cook, okay. You're a foodie. Okay. Sure. Yeah, Jaspal says, I want to improve my cooking, bring something new to the market. Good. Preeti says, online delivery. Yeah, exactly. So, popular for delivery. Okay. Yeah, and that ties in with the COVID, right? So it's a very popular, and everybody loves it, okay? Most people do anyway. So everyone loves pizza, absolutely. Okay, now don't spend too much time here. So we've got the time, we've got the origin of the idea. Now the requirements. So what is needed for your pizza place? Okay, so what is needed for your pizza place? Okay, Angel says, I really hate pizza. All kinds of pizza, Angel? Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. So what do you need for this? What do you need for this pizza place, this idea? Okay, Charmin says land. It's location, right? Especially with restaurants. Location. Okay. And to be more specific, it would be a central location, right? Okay, you need a central location. Think outside the box. Okay, Sai, Rajiv, very good. Introducing own recipes. So original recipe. Yeah, absolutely. You need your original recipe, and maybe here you would think of an original recipe that, I don't know. Let's get a little bit fancy here, like a curry pizza. I don't know. Does that exist in India? Probably, right? Okay. Or maybe like a butter chicken pizza. We have a lot of students from India, so I actually had this idea right now. Why not? Like a butter chicken pizza. That sounds delicious. Okay. So you need your original recipe. Charmin, you need equipment. Absolutely. So be specific. Ovens. Equipment. Suppliers, right? for your raw materials like flour and so on. Yeah. Okay. Qualified employees. Very good. What kind of an employee? So with your notes, you always want to think of ideas that do not come easily. Okay. So in that 1 minute, think of ideas that will help you to be fluent, that do not come naturally. Okay, so for a pizza place, you need your chefs. Yeah, very good, Zokra. So you need a chef. Okay, what other type of employee? Nurlan, very good. So delivery. Okay, and at this point, you might realize that you can make a contract with a delivery service. Here in Canada and US, we use a service called DoorDash. In Europe, they use a service called Volt. I'm not sure what they use in South America or in Asia, but anyway, DoorDash is the big one that's here in North America. If you're in Europe, again, it's Volt. Okay. All right. Skip the dishes. Yeah, it's another one. Very good. Okay, so those are our requirements. And what are the results? Okay, let's imagine, be optimistic. We have location. And it's opening in the summer. You can make it up. You can be creative for the Ielts. And how will it impact? Okay, let's go to that question. So how will it impact the people? Okay, so don't forget the questions on the card when you're taking your notes. We have these very, very important questions here. How can this idea impact people? What do or did you need to make this idea a reality? Okay, we've talked about that one. That was the requirements. Now, how can this impact people? So how is the Gabani Pizza Shop going to impact the local community? Okay, so improved income for sure. That's the personal impact. So more income. Maybe franchising if you become really successful. Okay. Absolutely. Charmin, good quality pizza. Yeah, very good. Quality and original taste. Okay. Good. So we're most likely way out of our 1 minute now. Again, this is happening fast. I'm writing more notes here than you would actually have time for, just to give you an idea, but this is your goal, and keep your notes short and concise, okay? So keep them short and concise. Okay, now the last step is to get your first sentence ready. It's very important that when the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking. It's super important that you're able to start right away, that you're able to speak immediately, okay? A very common mistake in the cue card for fluency in the cue card is when the examiner says, okay, please begin speaking, students are not fluent, or they start with some kind of template. Like, I've had many business ideas over the years, but the one I'd like to talk about today is an idea which I had, whoa. No, just stop. Get right into the idea. So not so long ago, I had a fantastic business idea to start my own pizza shop, okay? So start right away with a very accurate, specific answer to the topic statement, the topic question, okay? Give me that idea. You're going to get a much better score when you do that, okay? Prakash, if you have a stammering problem, you need to indicate that during your registration process so they can give you more time. Okay. Alex Joseph says, a business idea that came to my mind during the pandemic was opening my own pizza shop. Okay, Rajveer says, a brilliant business idea that I had back in 2020 was to open a pizza shop named Gabani Italian Pizza. Yeah, so a brilliant business idea that I had back in the spring of 2020 was to open an original pizza shop named Gabani Italian Pizza. Very nice. Okay, Sharman says, the idea of opening the Gabani Pizza shop came to my mind during the COVID lockdown situation back in 2020. Fantastic. That's the kind of opening sentence, that will put you on path to a nice high band score. Okay. June says, well, back in March of 2020, during the lockdown, I came up with the idea to open a pizza shop offering butter chicken pizza for the city dwellers. Okay, June, careful not to have too much information in your opening sentence, okay? Jaspal says, back in 2020, I had an idea to introduce a new pizza shop in my locality, okay? So in your city is okay. In your locality means more in your region. Okay. Janelle says, a business plan that I have been working on since last year, April, during the lockdown, is to open up a pizza shop, and I will call it Gabani Italian Pizza. Okay. Very good. Kevin, good to see you in the class. Kevin says, recently I hit upon a brilliant business idea which I think could potentially grow into a multi-million-dollar company in a few years. It's to start my own pizzeria in my hometown of Sicily. Ooh, you'd have a lot of competition there, Kevin, I think, in Sicily. But yeah, and a pizzeria is a very nice technical term for a pizza shop. It's a pizzeria. Okay. All right. Good. So now let's continue from here. Okay, so the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. You put down your pen, you look up, look at the examiner, and you say, well, a brilliant business idea that I had back in the spring of 2020 was to open an original pizzeria named Gabani Italian Pizza. Okay. Yeah, lots of synonyms for pizza shop. Pizzeria. Okay, now the origin of the idea. So where did it come from? Okay, so go back, think about where it came from, use your notes. It's absolutely okay to look at your notes, look at the card. That's why they are in front of you. Okay, so where did this idea come from? Give me a nice sentence. Okay. When the lockdown started, I realized that a lot more people would be ordering takeout, and the most popular food that is ordered for dinner and supper is pizza. So, being a pizza lover myself, and an avid cook, it made sense to start my own pizza shop, as this was promising to be quite lucrative. Okay. All right. So again, the origin of the idea. When the lockdown started, I realized that a lot more people would be ordering takeout, and the most popular food that is ordered for dinner and supper is pizza. So being a pizza lover myself and an avid cook, it made sense to start my own pizza shop, as this was promising to be quite lucrative. Okay. Yeah, a little bit clear English here, as this could prove to be quite lucrative. It's a little bit better. Lucrative, by the way, if that's a new word, always write it down. Lucrative means to have the ability to make a lot of money. Okay, lucrative, the ability to make much money. All right, that's what that means. All right, let's see what some of you wrote. Okay. All right, Rajveer is writing, this idea brewed in my mind when the government of India imposed a lockdown to curb the coronavirus infection in April, and I thought that people will be ordering fast food and came up with this business idea. Very good. Brewed up in my mind, it'd still have to be past tense, Rajveer, but just brewed in my mind. I would use brewed, B-R-E-W-E-D. Okay. All right. Sharman writes, throughout the pandemic, I used to order different flavors of pizzas, and that encouraged me to open my own shop, as I think most people love to have a delicious pizza. Okay, good, Sharman, that works. Little bit of correction there. All right. Jaspal says, when I was in college, we regularly used to go to this pizza shop called Pizza Palace, and we used to wait a long time in line to order. Then I realized the craze that people have for pizza. Very good, Jaspal. Nice use of language there, okay? Anjali says, as I'm a foodie, I love to make various cuisines, and I decided to explore myself and open a pizzeria in my locality. Very good. Okay, excellent. All right. Yeah. Flack, yes, I did say don't use for example or for instance. Okay. That's off topic. Carlos writes, lately I've experienced a very bad tasting pizza in my neighborhood, so I came up with this pizza place to cover the high-end demand for quality and delicious pizza. Okay. All right, nice. Kevin says, I used to consider cooking as my antidote for work stress, but just a few months ago, I had an esteemed Indian chef who ran a few prominent pizza chains come over to my house and enjoy dinner. When he gave me a rave of reviews on my pepperoni pizza and said I should consider capitalizing on this, that's when I decided to dabble in this business sector. Very nice. Nice writing, Kevin. Very nice expression there. Okay, so we now know where the idea came from. Okay, now let's talk about what we need to make this idea a reality. Okay, so write some sentences. What do you need to make this idea a reality? All right, start a new paragraph for this. So there are several steps I need to take in order to make my pizza place a reality. Firstly, I need an excellent location that is central so that the food can be easily delivered to many customers. As well, I will need lots of equipment, such as pizza ovens and freezers. And of course, I will need well-trained staff, including pizza chefs and delivery agents. Okay. Fortunately, my wealthy uncle has already promised to invest the $100,000 startup capital that I need to get this business off the ground. Okay, so moving along, nice and smooth, good fluency. I'm using my notes, thinking about my notes to build out this part of the requirements, okay? All right, let's see what some of you wrote. Okay. Amit says, in order to become successful in my pizza shop, I not only require a great location, but also various equipment like a fridge, as well as utensils, and qualified staff who can make great food. Very good. Ois writes, to implement my business, I need to rent a location in the middle of the city, hire a chef who has experience with pizzas, and 4 workers for delivery, tables and chairs for customers to eat inside my restaurant. Very good, Ois. Okay, so excellent. You have some, not just takeout, but you actually have some dining in. Now, that could conflict with the whole COVID idea, but it's okay. All right. Let's see what else we have. June says, in addition, I will also need to create a website and an app for promotion as well as for online delivery for customers. Yeah, very good, June. So you need your sales funnel and your advertising as well. Yeah, very nice. Okay, don't get lost on one point so much that you don't answer the other questions. Be careful about that. That's another danger, students, is that suddenly you start to talk about the requirements and your 2 minutes is up and you didn't answer all the questions, because there is a lot of information about what you need to start a business such as a pizza shop, but you still have to answer all of the questions on the card. Okay? Rajveer writes, in order to make this idea a reality, I need a prime location in the center of the city where the majority of population can order my pizza. And it's easily accessible to them. Moreover, I need 2 chefs, 5 delivery agents, and probably a loan of $50,000 seed capital to kickstart this business. Very nice. Nice use of expressions and terms. Students, as you hear these expressions like kickstart the business, write these down, okay? Or seed capital. Seed capital, seeds, like planting tomato seeds. You also have seed capital, which is the money that you plant to grow your business, okay? In addition, I plan to have some original pizzas on my menu, such as curry and butter chicken pizza. Yeah, if it doesn't exist, somebody please make it. I think that'd be fantastic. Okay. So now we have that done. Okay, at this point, what you want to do is check the card. To make sure that you're not missing any questions or answers. Okay, so check that card. Let's take a look at the card. Are we missing anything? We have to answer it before our 2 minutes are up. In fact, you should answer all the questions on the card in 90 seconds. That's what you need to practice. So in the first 90 seconds, answer all the questions. And then if you have 30 more seconds, expand, talk more about the points, give examples, go into more details. Okay? All right. So what is the idea? Check. We've answered that, right? That's great. Okay. So it's a pizza shop. Where did the idea come from? That's an inverse check mark. So what was the idea? It's a pizza shop. Check. We got that. Where did the idea come from? We talked about that during COVID. Lots of people ordering pizza. How can this idea impact people? We don't have that one yet. What do or did you need to make this idea a reality? We've got that. Okay. So how can this idea impact people? We still need to answer that question, realizing that I haven't given a clear answer for that. I'm going to do that now. So give me a couple of sentences on how your pizza place will impact people. Okay? And keep in mind what you've said during this time. All right? So somebody said, well, you know, a lot of people are losing their jobs during COVID, and this kind of business will create at least a few jobs for people to make some money. So once my pizzeria is up and running, it will provide jobs for several people during these challenging times. It will also hopefully bring some profit to myself and my investor, my uncle, right? I said my uncle is the one investing. So it will hopefully bring some profit to myself. And most importantly, okay, this is a narrative. So, and most importantly, it will provide delicious pizza at a great price to many pizza lovers in my locality. Okay. All right. So let's see who has some ideas of how this will impact people. Okay. This is what I have so far. Amra writes, there are several steps I need to incarnate my pizza place. First of all, I need to find a good location near the city center. I need to put equipment such as ovens and freezers into this place. Okay, the last sentence, there's a little bit awkward. Check that. Kevin says, what empowers me to turn this idea into reality it would hire many unemployed people and thus provide them with income. I also envision my business to be profitable enough to at least supply the homeless with free meals once a week to keep them hopeful. Okay, I think that's quite imaginative, Kevin. You have to be careful not to overreach with the imagination. You could get yourself into a difficult situation. Claude writes, this will impact people because my success can motivate others to fulfill their dreams. Yeah, absolutely, Claude. If you have a successful pizza place, someone might say, hey, I can make a or open a successful restaurant as well. In this way, I am hopeful that I can bring a little bit of happiness to many people through my original flavored pizzas and inspire others to be motivated for success with their business ideas. Okay, great. Well done, everyone. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's practice this. Again, it's a speaking class, so speak and repeat. Okay, so the original question is, talk about a business idea that you have had. What was the idea? Where did the idea come from? How can this idea impact people? What do or did you need to make this idea a reality? You prepare for the 1 minute. You come up with your elevator pitch to open up your own original pizza place. Then the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. Right away, you start. A brilliant business idea that I had back in the spring of 2020 was to open an original pizzeria named Gabbani Italian Pizza. When the lockdown started, I realized that a lot more people would be ordering takeout, and the most popular food that is ordered for dinner and supper is pizza. So, being a pizza lover myself and an avid cook, it made sense to start my own pizza shop, as this could prove to be quite lucrative. There are several steps I need to take in order to make my pizza place a reality. Firstly, I need an excellent location that is central so that the food can be easily delivered to many customers. As well, I will need lots of equipment such as pizza ovens and freezers. And of course, I will need well-trained staff, including pizza chefs and delivery agents. Fortunately, my wealthy uncle has already promised to invest the $100,000 startup capital that I need to get this business off the ground. In addition, I plan to have some original pizzas on my menu, such as curry and butter chicken pizza. Once my pizzeria is up and running, it will provide jobs for several people during these challenging times. It will also hopefully bring some profit to myself and my investor, my uncle. And most importantly, it will provide delicious pizza at a great price to many pizza lovers in my locality. In this way, I'm hopeful that I can bring a little bit of happiness to many people through my original flavored pizzas and inspire others to be successful with their business ideas. All right, 2 minutes is up. Now I will ask you a question in relation to your response and some questions on the topic. Let's begin part 3. Whew, that was it. All right, that's how you do it. So that would be your Band 9 cue card. Those are the steps that you need to take in order to be successful. Anjali, I timed that response. It was exactly 1 minute and 45 seconds, 50 seconds. So it was within the 2 minutes for sure. Okay, I started at 56 minutes, 32 seconds, and I ended at 58 minutes, 17 seconds. So it was just under 2 minutes. Okay. All right. So practice it. Learn it, use the right strategies. We've got lots of example speaking videos without advertising on our websites. Definitely worth the small investment. We have more than 50 mock speaking interviews with candidates on all kinds of topics, including this one, at aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. So definitely check us out there. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com with the blue background. Click that big red button to join our premium package there. And this is our general IELTS website here. Click that big red button to join us there. One-time payment, lifetime access. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you, members, for your support. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the chat. That's very valuable. And I will see all of you on Wednesday at this time for Speaking Part 1, Practice and Strategy. I'm Adrian, signing out from beautiful Victoria. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye for now.